Food for thought. Keep your boundaries. Set boundaries with yourself to ensure no one steps over them, because you respect yourself. You value yourself, because you need to put yourself first. You are the type of person to let people in front of you, because that's the kind person that you are. You will always sacrifice what you need for others. And there's a time for that. There really is. There's a time to be generous. There's time to be caring and loving and supporting and giving and being able to really pour into someone. But it crosses the line when they cross yours, when they purposefully try to test you to see how far you are willing to go, when they test you to see if you're willing to do something that you wouldn't normally do. Because at times, people will take advantage of you. People will see your hard work, your dedication, your love, your compassion, your empathy, sympathy, every single good bone in your body, and they want that for themselves. And they want you to be that person that they can always count on, but that they don't always have to give to. That they always are taking and taking from you, but they never give anything back in return. And the thing is, we love our friends and our family, and sometimes those people are the types of people that do that because they think that they have automatic green cards to access whenever they want that gift that we have. And it might be hard, and it's going to be hard, but you have to set your boundaries. For example, you can set 5 minutes aside for yourself to go on a walk, to eat a snack, to eat food, to literally just have a time for yourself, literally to meditate, to take 5 minutes of a deep breath. I don't know, it's very small, but if you say you have it at 8 a.m., but then someone asks you to go get coffee at 8 a.m., you can respect their time and maybe go, hey, can we go at like 8:15? I have like some things I need to get done at 8. Like, I'd be fine to make it at 8:15. Simple, easy. But if it's, for example, you have an obligation, you have to go see your parent in the nursing home, you have to go pick your child up, if you have to do something important for someone else that's in your schedule, you might not have a problem with saying no to someone. But when it comes down to yourself, when you need something, when you need yourself to be there for yourself, you let that line go farther and farther and farther. And sometimes what it takes for you to draw that line distinctively in the sand is for someone to get this close to you and be disrespectful. There are so many times in life, people will not purposefully, but they might do it indirectly. They disrespect you. They disrespect your time, your effort, your hard work, your dedication, every single thing that you put in to your work, to your life, by asking you to do something more. And that's not cool. Because I know the type of person you are, that you give your 110%. And the thing is, you are not going to give 111%. That is where you should draw your line. And it's very difficult when you have a lot of things that you have to do in a short amount of time. But that does not mean you need to sacrifice yourself. Because you need to remember how you got this far. How did you get this far? Hard work, dedication, sacrifice. And you did have to sacrifice many boundaries. But then when you look back, you wish you would have said no to that one person. You wish you would have taken off that little bit. You wish you would have done something else in respect of yourself, in the perspective of yourself, for doing more for the person that really matters. You. And when it comes down to it, you need to. No matter what happens, honestly and wholeheartedly, because you have to be able to go to sleep at night. You need to take a rest. You need to say no to the things that are out of your time pay. Because it is so easy to look and be like, oh, well, it's only 30 more minutes and I can finish this up. That 30 minutes turns into, let me think, an hour, stress, not being able to go to sleep for another hour, your mind running and running and running. That isn't good. It's not worth your mental health. Yes, sacrifices are needed to be made. Sometimes you're gonna have to go to bed a little bit later. Sometimes you have to do something you don't want to. But the thing is, when you have been stretching yourself so small, or not so small, so long, for so long, so small, for so long. Okay, I just want to make sure I said that right. You have been crossing your own boundaries already. Part of me's like, honey, please take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, 30 minutes or an extra hour is not going to make or break something. Unless it's sleep. You obviously need to get more sleep. But on the perspective of productivity, because it might take you a bit to get into the groove, the flow, the ikigai, if you want to call it that, like that steady state that you just lose sense of time. And the thing is, the most important thing is that you need to put yourself first. You really do. And you can't forget that. Because so many people put themselves last, whether it's for their job, their family, their friends. It's so common. Like, for example, at least like from what I've seen, a lot of moms, mother figures, people who are just the woman aspect, maybe the maternal figure. They very much and very often sacrifice their health, their lifestyle, how they take care of themselves for their family. And then they expect so much out of themselves to be able to give to their family constantly when they are running dry. And I think it's been very much in the spotlight for a good reason of more maternal role models taking an hour for themselves every single day to either have a nice shower, go to the gym, fix themselves food, literally just be themselves besides that maternal figure. Whether it's a mom, an aunt, a sister, anything. And the same thing can go for dads too, or paternal figures, or caregivers, if that's what you would prefer to be called. Because you cannot fill someone else's cup without filling yours. So think of it. I have this cup, okay? I have this cup. And I have a limit. Okay, I don't really, but let's say for example, I have a limit. Whenever I get this low in my cup throughout the day, I fill it back up to make sure that in case I don't have access to water, I have a reserve left. But I always try to keep this top part full. And the same goes for you. You have a natural amount of things that you can give. You can give love, compassion, empathy, understanding. You can be a good listener this far. And then you go, and then you go. And then this is your boundary. Sometimes you have to go a little bit past your boundary for certain things, but then you have to fill back up, at least to here, above your boundary. But if sometimes you if you don't fill back up, you're literally empty. Like this cup, almost empty, and I need to fill it up, literally. But my point is that you need to set your boundaries. I need to set my boundaries. I'm trying to set more boundaries. And that's been the thing that really has been so apparent, that you need to remember who you are outside of your work, outside of your job, outside of your family, outside of every single thing that you're involved in. Because you are you. And you need to set boundaries to be you. And I just want you to know the most important thing, to give yourself grace to live. Because that's what we should do sometimes, is we should live. We don't always have to be in the flight or fight mode. We don't always have to be in the survival mode. We don't even always have to be in the thriving mode all the time. We really don't. Because that's in another extreme. However, we do need to at least be living a few times in a week, I feel like. Whether it's going on a walk, whether it's doing something for yourself. But it's so important to set boundaries, to be able to live just a little. Food for thought.